Most of us often chase rather pumps than established memes. And a green candle is somehow spoiled for us until it's screenshot. We stare at charts, forgetting it changes nothing. We watch charts, but not ourselves. This is a disaster. For as a result of confusing dopamine hits with actual profit, we are destroying our net worth. We are so tied up in FOMO and charts that we've lost all conviction. Time to wake up. What is alpha? Obviously, nobody can say, because it isn't just drawing lines on charts. It isn't rotation meta, that's just an idea. Alpha is the Giga cycle cannot be explained in words.
The Giga cycle cannot be explained in words. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another majestic, prestigious edition episode of Giga Mother Effin' Motion. A very special episode today. A little Q&A. Switching it up, doing something fun for the community. Joined as always by my host with the mother and most crypto man. How are you doing today, bro?
Blame Griff, dog. Blame Griff.
The gay one.
The gay one.
How you doing, bro?
Good, man. Good. It is officially cold as shit up here, and that's fun. That's a lot of fun. But I'm good, ready to go. Tomorrow's Friday. Gonna be a good day. How about you? How's your Friday? You already started.
It is Friday. Broadcasting live from beautiful Bali, Indonesia. It is 9:43 on a Friday. Good, man. Just picking up the pieces together. As you can see on my face, I'm tired. I look like shit. I haven't been following any of my really nice Giga Motion morning practices and evening practices. And this is the result, but you can't always do that in life. Sometimes you have to push, you have to work. You don't always have time to do these things. So you do them when you can, and then you realize how much they actually help.
Do you find that since you got back from that vacation that it's hard to get back into the swing of it? Does that have anything to do with it or not really?
Oh, it's just been work, bro. It's just been work, just really late nights, early mornings, checking the chat, checking the charts first thing in the morning, popping in, just some new teams, new roles, new obligations. So just getting settled in. Sometimes there's a recalibration to those patterns, but still sneaking in my breath work and stuff like midday, just not doing it first thing, breaking the caffeine rule a little bit too. You get on this dependency, right? When you figure out that good ebb and flow of not doing caffeine for an hour before waking up, you feel more energetic the next day. It makes it in tandem easier to do it, right? Yep. So you just build momentum either direction sometimes, and it's just a matter of just making that time, creating that change, and feeling that tangible difference.
Yeah, I stick to that caffeine one pretty good, dude. I found that when I drink that electrolyte drink in the morning, I put a bunch of magnesium in it. That makes me shit just like I was drinking a cup of coffee. But it gets me through that first 2 hours. And then that cup of coffee really is like a fire. It really works. I do find that delaying that caffeine has been pretty successful in my energy in the morning.
Yeah, it's a game changer when you can delay that caffeine and do a little forward ambulation or walking, as normal people call it in the human world. It makes a big difference. It really does. Otherwise, you get on that cycle, which I'm on right now, where it's like pouring ether. Just in the morning, you need those stimulants, and you're just pouring ether into the engine just to kind of it's like an old rusty engine. You're just trying to get it started.
Now, do you hit the beach every day?
Do I look like it? Do I look like I hit the beach every day?
Good point. Yeah.
I went yesterday. I went yesterday. I had a
Like,
nice
how
little
far is that from you? Like, do you walk there from your place, or is it
stop.
like a drive?
It's a drive, yeah. You want to drive most places in Indonesia. The traffic's pretty. It's just not an enjoy. They just made sidewalks on the street I'm in. Like they just made these new sidewalks, and as a result, the streets are really small, which is only exacerbating the traffic even more. So good job. We really needed those, but it's just not really enjoyable walking anywhere in Bali unless you're somewhere out like in the jungle in the mountains. It's not like you don't want to walk like 10 minutes somewhere. It's much nicer to just drive. It's a 5-minute drive to the beach and then just walk once you're on the beach.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. I figured people over there walk everywhere. That's interesting.
I mean, if you're right by the beach you can, but no, you don't want it's dude, it's dirt cheap to take scooters anywhere. Like there's these services called like Gojek and Grab, and you can for $4 you can take a grab an hour somewhere if you want to on the back of a scooter.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's one of the things about Bali. You kind of just automate every aspect of your life, whether that's cooking, cleaning. Like I love cooking, but it's cheaper for me to just order out. So I order everything out. The cleaners come, it's everything's automated. Massages at the villa, laundry folded for you, just like everything, bro. Like
Someone to fold my laundry. Instead, I'm folding everyone else's laundry too.
I can't. Like again, it's like I can't afford not to. I would
No,
be
that's
losing so
cool.
much money doing it myself.
No, I feel yeah. Yeah, you said you have like a good meal prep place, right? That you hit up
Yeah,
for a
there's
lot
this
of your
place.
food.
Yeah, yeah, it's not necessarily meal prep. I found most of the meal preps here kind of overpriced, and I don't like them. So I just kind of order. There's places where you can kind of just order ingredients, and there's this one really good place. I'm not going to plug them; they're not sponsoring the show, but
Yeah.
it's all organic. It's all grass fed, and it's
Yeah.
it's cheaper for me to just order from there than it is for me to make it. Cold shower in the morning will wake that ass up better than caffeine. It will. Unfortunately, I'm in the tropics. We don't really have cold showers in the traditional sense of North America. It's it's just kind of like room temperature water. There's
Good
no
thing
cold
about being up here, dude. You get to like December, and that cold shower is like you feel it in your bones, man. Like it's all this water.
I can feel it in my bone. No, we don't. That's one of the trade-offs, right? Everything in life is trade-offs, right? For everything good there is over here, there's obviously going to be some things that are missing, and vice versa.
Yeah, what? I'll take that, dude. I'd take warm water over this fucking shit any day.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason I'm living here, right? The pros outweigh the cons.
That cold plunge that you go to, how far is that from you?
5 minutes in the other direction.
Nice.
Yeah, it's my life's kind of set up because the traffic's so bad, especially where I'm living in Bali is the most popular place to live in Bali. So the
Oh,
traffic
I didn't
is
know that.
yeah, the traffic's just horrendous. So, but I've kind of created, you kind of want to live somewhere where everything you go to is very close. And then if you're going to go on an adventure, you can go on the off hours and it's fine. But if you have to drive everywhere in Canggu, it's a nightmare, bro. Like you want to live close to your gym.
Now, does Rage live close to you?
Pretty close. Yeah, he's just kind of on the other side.
Sure.
He's maybe with no traffic, he's maybe 10 minutes away or something. With traffic, maybe 30.
So does he go? Because like I've seen him do pictures. His gym looks sick too. Is that the same gym you go to, or you go to a
Oh,
different one?
different one. I go to Nirvana.
There's just like a bunch of high end gyms over there, huh?
Dude, it's like the best gym, like the best gyms.
Ah,
They're expensive. Like the good ones are expensive. I pay $250 for like a gym membership, but
a
it's
month?
yeah, but it's beautiful, bro. It's probably the same price. I don't know what Equinox costs, but it's probably maybe a similar price to that, but 10 times
Yeah.
better.
I think Equinox was like, yeah, 220.
But at these gyms, like most people spend their whole day there. Like there's everything there. There's co-working, there's a restaurant, there's massages on site. The gym I go to has like 14 classes a day. Acro yoga, handstands, mobility, strength and conditioning, like yoga, breath work, everything I'd want to do. I can literally, like, if I don't have a lot of work that day, I can just bring my computer, sit by the pool, work, get food, go to a couple classes. Like, you can spend a lot of people will buy cheap houses and just spend all day at their gyms they go to.
Way less fat people in Bali than in America.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a second there. What was
There's
that?
way less fat people in Bali than in America.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple. There's a lot of like Russian like whales with like beautiful like model girlfriends,
Yeah,
and you go,
model
okay,
chicks.
I bet.
I see you, dog. But yeah,
There's a
Hop,
lot
he
of
does travel by moped, just so you know.
it's a scooter. Yeah, I had a 250cc Ninja, Kawasaki Ninja. It was wicked modified exhaust, but I was driving it like a demon and crashed it and wrecked it. So back on a scooter, back on a little scoot now.
Would you get another motorcycle? They scare the hell out of me.
They're so fun, bro. But the problem is you want to drive them fast.
Yeah.
Like you want to drive this fast. Like you just really like it had a modified exhaust. You were just that annoying, obnoxious guy. Just, I think your testosterone, honestly. I felt a drop in my tea when I went from the motorcycle to the scooter. It took like 4 days to look myself in the mirror and accept that I'm still a man when I switched from the two. How many push-ups do I need to do to have my wife and girlfriend touch me at the same time? Well, Meng's kind of our resident push-up expert here.
Hunch, dude. I think 500 gets you there.
How much time? Like one.
500 would be like an hour 40 minutes. That'd be solid. That's touch titty time in my book. You hit 500 an hour and 40, they touching, dog.
Meng doesn't like the tortas. Is that true, dude? Because you seem like one of those like kind of skinny white guys. I would just love a thick Latina, like a thick like triple C, bro. Meng's not even skinny, bro. He just thinks he is for some reason. That's why he's always angling his biceps like this on stream. He's actually really in shape. But if you call him skinny, he gets really self conscious.
I do look like I have chemo on this stream. I don't know what that is.
You look great, bro. You do look like there's caterpillars nesting above your eyes.
They
But
are, dude. I think that's the one problem. My eyes keep getting smaller. I gotta ask Shill what he does. He's gotta have an answer. Shill's gotta have an answer for this.
I just got eyebrow envy, bro.
But yeah, you have to be too something to do something. That applies to males, not females. Just throwing that out there. Yeah,
Don't tell our audience what to do.
yeah, that's fair. Hey,
So
man.
you got some other questions that aren't from these complete degenerates in the chat. You got some real
Yeah.
questions, bro.
I do.
This is the time, guys. We love shooting the shit, but if you guys do have any, health, fitness questions at all, like we can keep shooting the shit or whatever you guys want to do. But now's the time. You want to talk about peptides, hair protocol, whatever it is.
Yeah. A couple actually. So the first one is, what did you used to believe about training and nutrition that you now think is completely wrong? That's a good one.
You want to start?
No, you could go. You could go first.
Well, I don't think it's completely wrong, but I think it's really ignorant, and that's a carb is a carb or a calorie is a calorie, calories in, calories out. I don't know if I ever believed that, but I think it's like a common conception that a lot of people believe. But when you just factor in, micronutrients, inflammation, a calorie is not a calorie. Like it's a huge difference in just the way you feel physically and the way you perform, at least the way I feel physically and the way I perform, whether I'm eating pizza and ice cream or I'm eating fermented low sugar coconut yogurt, white rice, and different, bro. Like it's very, very different, but that seems to be this common, like, bro, a carb's a carb, bro. Just
calories. I mean, I know a ton of people that like subscribe to that because like technically they're right. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like one of those things where like technically they're right, but I totally agree. Like that rat study, I actually posted it today, where they took those rats and they drop them in like that cloudy water, and the rat that's just on like a regular rat diet just finds the pedestal right away. He just walks around, finds the pedestal, he's fine. Then they drop the rat in that eats the equivalent of a North American diet, and bro, he's just bugging out. Like he keeps trying to climb out of the side, like completely never like set in, looked around. And it's like I think there's a lot of that. I think there's a lot of that. I can only speak to America where whether it's ADHD, all these behavioral issues, I think a ton of that's the food, man. Like a ton of it. I truly believe that. I mean, like my
They're poison.
kids, I'm super
They're
strict,
literally
man.
poisoning us, bro. Like from the food colorings, whatever it is. Like it's literally this used to be like hippie. Oh, don't be woo woo. You can take F, D, and C number 7 and be fine. And now it's like actually that can create cancer.
Dude, like I see it with my kids, right? Like I'm super strict with that stuff, just because like I kind of feel like once you learn about it, if you're not, then you're just that's on you. You know what I mean? That's just being lazy. But I'm also not one of those parents where we go to a birthday party, he's not allowed to eat the cake. That I think that's how you create regrets, and you know that I don't think that works either. But so I only say that to say this: when he goes there and has that birthday cake, dude, he's off the fucking walls. I mean, he's off the walls. Like he turns into a demon child. And it's like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? He doesn't really eat sugar or processed foods like this. He just ate a piece of cake that probably has 30 grams of sugar in it. Like this dude's high as hell right now. You know, like he's raging. And then I would see it when he's like playing and these kids are sweating, like 5-year-olds just pouring sweat. You know, dude, that's not how that's supposed to work. We're inside right now. You know, like that is your
Right now,
body. Like that's your body telling you something's wrong. Like so I think that's a good one. Calorie in, calorie out. I'm trying to think what I would have thought early on. I definitely subscribed a lot to you have to get stronger every day, every week. Everything has to be getting stronger, getting stronger. You're on this chase and it never stops. And that always just led to injuries. I always got hurt like that. If I never took that approach, you know, kind of like the waves, like Jack MGR, bass Jack MGR. I'm just gonna call him MGR.
I call him manager. Is it not short for manager? Is that
Maybe not.
all right?
But I like the wave idea. I think that's great, and that's kind of what I started to do without knowing that. But you have to get strength in waves, man. You cannot just be on this perpetual strength training. Like your body's not built for that. You gotta build strength, build endurance, build strength. And I never did that in the beginning. And I definitely like my shoulders. I fucked my shoulders up so bad. I still have shoulder problems from that. But yeah, that was a good question. I think I got two more good ones.
Yeah, no. Like to elaborate on what you were saying further, and thank you, Blue. I appreciate that. To elaborate on that further, you know, I used to think if I took a week off from the gym that I would lose gains. But when you actually look into the science of it, from what I understand, it takes more like 3 weeks to actually considerably lose muscle mass. So it's really in your head sometimes. And the more you work out, the more you actually get in touch and in tune with your body. And you realize, you know, this is how I used to get sick and injured all the time. I just want to push through. Figuring out when you're actually just being a pussy and when your body needs rest. It's almost a lifelong pursuit as a man. But I used to have this assumption that if I take 1 week off the gym, that I'm just gonna lose all this strength, all this gains. It's actually the opposite. Sometimes you take
Yeah,
a
and you
full week
learn.
off from the gym, you
That's a
come back
good point.
stronger and better.
Well, that's a good point too, especially once you have your diet dialed in, you learn that week off like doesn't really matter. You know, like you said, like if you're hurt, you're not feeling it. Oh God. Do I even want to read this?
I'm laughing. I like the compliments personally. I think
Um,
you both have valid points in the comments.
let's see, what else do we got? What movement or exercise do you think everyone should master regardless of their goals? It's a good question too. Two solid ones.
What movement or exercise? I think you should be able to touch your toes with a flat back. I think that's a good like flexibility starting point.
So how do you get there for someone that is like super inflexible? That's me. Me. How do you? I can touch my toes barely, and it is not flat bent at all. What
Yeah.
would you? How would you start that progression? I'm
I
talking
think
like right now. Like I walk out of here and I'm like, Shine. Realistically, by the end of the year, right? That's like a few months. By the end of the year, I want to be able to touch my toes, flat back. Where do you start with that?
I mean, I love yoga in general. I'm a certified yoga teacher. It's something I've been practicing off and on for probably 15 plus years now. So even just going on YouTube, if you can go to a class, great. Some people don't have the desire or time, but I will let you know if you do go to yoga classes, it's gonna be like you, maybe two other guys, and like 20 girls. So there is a big upside in a lot of the shit. So you can even go on YouTube right now afterwards and just search like sun salutations and go through a set of sun salutations, right? A lot of the time when you can't fully bend over and touch your toes properly with a flat back, it's typically due to like your hamstrings being really tight. So you could do some sun salutations to kind of warm up your body, because you always want to warm up a bit before stretching to actually reach your full range of motion. And then from there, once you do a little bit of a warm up, whether that's sun salutations or something else you like, you just sit on the ground, with your legs fully extended, and then just work. Have a mirror or have a camera or whatever it is to give you feedback, and just start to see as you're stretching where your back turns. Find that point of where your back turns, and then take, whether it's an exercise band, a towel, whatever it is, and just start, as you're breathing, just pulling yourself closer with that towel. You want to pull closer, relax, release a little bit, pull closer, relax, and release a little bit. And it just takes time, honestly. That's the kind of annoying thing about stretching, is sometimes it can take a considerable amount of time. Same with mobility. Like, mobility takes forever. Like, it's one of those things, when you start doing, you might just see like weeks and weeks or months of really very little progression, but you'll start feeling better. So it's just something that takes time. It's a daily practice. Like, just every day, just build that into your workout. Before you work out, spend 10, 15 minutes stretching. Have that habit stacked so it's not accidental. So every single day, okay, after my workout, if my workout's 45 minutes, I'm going to allocate 15 minutes to stretching. And just have that every single day and just chip away at it. And try a yoga class too, man, because it's one of the best things you can do for your body and mind. You feel great.
Like go-to stretches that you do just for yourself, like every day when you're doing a warm-up, doesn't really matter when you're working out, to just kind of, or whether it's like yoga poses. I'm not sure what you do there.
Yeah, like, I mean, squatting is one of the best things that you could possibly do for your body. That goes back to kind of the root of this question, or what are some things, like a movement that everyone should be able to perform. You really want like full body functionality. You can do a proper squat. It kind of lets you know exactly where your body's at. Squats for me are difficult just because of ankle mobility. You can elevate your ankles if that's a problem, but just
Those
learning how to.
wedges help a ton, dude. Those wedges were a game changer for me for a while, because I couldn't like just like standing here, like sit in a squat without my heels coming up. I spent 6 months working on that. Yeah, I spent 6 months working on that, and that was a couple years ago. Now I actually sit in that deep squat every day. I try to do it for a couple of minutes. That shit burns. But my exercise was, I would say, a squat. I think, like you said, you learn a lot from a squat. You get an idea of where your like where your imbalances are, where you're weak. I think it gives you some grit, because you don't have to have a ton of weight on that bar to get work done on a squat bar. You can really work your way into it.
You can do body weight squats. You can do 50 body weight squats a day.
I actually do a ton of air squats like that, because like I just do them right here. It's like when I do my push-ups, I do them right in the kitchen. Like I'm just doing shit. Got the kids running around, just bang out 25, bang out 50 push-ups.
I think people underestimate how much you can just do with body weight alone. You can literally you can go up against a wall, jump up so the front of your body is facing that wall, and you can start working on your handstand push-ups right there. There's a lot you can just do with body weight, between finding a chin-up bar wherever that is. You can buy. I made a video a little while ago about the 3 easiest, kind of cheapest workout items you can buy at home. One thing is that pull-up bar.
I like that door thing that you did. I thought that I never saw that before. It's almost like a reverse fly type thing, or a fly, I guess, however you want to set yourself up. I never saw that before. That was a cool one.
You can get 2 chairs at your house. You can do dips with it. You can do dips on a bench. You can do lunges. You know, just a little bit of weight, doing lunges, squats. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can just do. Like people think, well, I need to go to the gym to work out today. Like yesterday, I didn't have time. I did a home workout.
So we actually had some questions in here. One of them was definitely better for you. How much modafinil? What is that? Why does it come up like that? And then phenibut. Do you recommend for a first timer that's 5'9", 200, two something to do something, baby?
So you kind of my principle with any of this stuff. I don't see what the question is, but I'll take your word for it. You can always take more. You can never take less, right? So the first time you take anything, you don't know if you have a sensitivity to it, potentially like a rare allergy. It's always good to kind of just microdose. Like if you really, really want to be careful, you could start out with 50 milligrams of modafinil. Chances are you're not going to feel much. Like for me, the kind of minimum effective dose is 100 milligrams. If you really want that, but you could take, again, you can take 50 milligrams, gauge it for an hour, re-up your dose. But I'd recommend probably starting anywhere from 100 to 200 milligrams. And
Okay.
then for phenibut, less is more. Phenibut's, don't get me started on phenibut again, guys. Phenibut, bro, it's so rad. For those of you guys that missed it, these are both nootropics. Modafinil was assigned to people with narcolepsy and sleep workers, later used by British fighter pilots. It's a very good alternative to Adderall. I can't take things like amphetamines. It activates that, like, I want more. This feels amazing kind of part of me. Modafinil is something I can take, and it's more of a, they used to call it the limitless drug, which if you've ever seen that movie, it gives you this very long acting focus. When I say very long acting, like we're talking, don't take it at least 12 hours before sleep because it can keep you awake that long. So I would say 200 milligrams of modafinil. And for phenibut, you probably want to start around 250 milligrams, and then maybe that day work your way up to 500 milligrams, and then cap it at
The
like
liquid?
don't take more than a gram for your
Is
first
that
day.
like a sublingual one?
No, it's just a
Phenibut?
powder. You know, they sell it in like capsules. I used to just like buy it in bulk powder and just like the one thing I will say about phenibut is it feels really, really good and has a very long half-life. So it's one of those ones that you could take a dose, couple hours later, take a dose, couple hours later, take a dose. And because the half-life is so long, you might overdo it. Like it's a very long, unlike its counterpart to GHB, because they're very pharmacologically similar. They're both central nervous system
Super
depressants.
short half-life, right?
Super
GHB?
short.
Yeah.
Super short, like an hour, and it almost mostly clears out of your system. When people are redosing it, they usually do an hour later. Phenibut is a much, much longer half-life.
Nice. Again, please be careful with that. It's the
Yeah,
last thing Shine needs on his conscience.
Do not mix it with alcohol either. Do not. Did I used to? Who knows? But you shouldn't.
What else do we got? I saw another one in here. What single workout machine would you have if you could have only one? If you could only have one?
That's a hard question. Does it have to be a machine, or can it be like a piece of anything? Because
I'm
I
gonna
would
go just a piece of equipment, like I would put
would
squat
say
rack in there.
for me it would be gymnastics rings then. Easy.
I think it would be the dip pull up thing. You know what I'm talking about? Just has like the bar on the top and the dip. But I think that would be if I could only have one, because you could do a lot of shit on there.
Yeah, that's why I'd go with rings, because it's more dynamic and you could do everything on that piece of equipment significantly cheaper and then a lot more. Rings are goated, man. Like if you have somewhere to put up rings, you can
I
do.
know. I wish I had somewhere to try them. I never really did rings. I've done a bunch of TRX TRX stuff. In fact, it's kind of close, but it's not the same. I would love to hop up on some rings. That shit looks hard as hell.
It's really hard. It activates all of your stabilizer. You were asking me the other day in one of the streams, like, what do I do for core? all the stuff that I do kind of targets and activates core. Like a lot of the calisthenic stuff I've been doing planche. I did this really, I did a cool new move the other day. It's basically like you're on parallel bars and you're on, I wish I would have recorded it. I did it a couple times.
So what's
like
parallel bars? What's that? Just like the two bars that run next to each other that are up off the ground, or these like little
Yeah,
handles?
either or. Either
Okay.
or. I was doing it on little handles and I was basically like flat, like I had my arms like this, and then my legs were flat, and then I was pushing up into a handstand from that flat position, and then coming back down and holding and looking.
Yeah, that's all like just lower back. Yes. Yeah, that's dude, that shit's wild.
But you do want to be careful when you're starting like some of this calisthenic stuff, because especially if you're a big, strong guy. I've had a lot of friends that I've taught, whether it's the flag on a pole or different calisthenics moves, and it's really easy to blow out your bicep if you go too quick and you're not using proper form. Even if you're trying the iron cross on rings, you got to be careful. It's a lot of pressure. You're not going to get there. It's really, really hard. But even holding like this, like there's a lot of pressure and strain that it can put on your connecting joints. And if you're not used to training this kind of stuff, but your muscles are really strong, your muscles overcompensate. And that's how people had a lot of friends get blown out biceps, torn shoulders. So do be careful.
Time ago, it's a nasty injury, man. It's a nasty one.
What did you do? Blown bicep?
On my bicep. Yeah, that was a bad.
I've had a couple big meathead friends that have shown calisthenics too, and very shortly after they blew up their bicep because they were just big, strong guys and their bodies.
And you feel it. It like, but mine like balled up like right here, and there was just nothing. You know what I mean? Like I had like my muscle here, and there was just nothing there. I was like, oh. It turned out it was only a partial tear, but dude, that was a 9-month. I was young too. I was in high school when I did that. That was shitty. Because I was working out like a jerk off, like I was saying before. Every workout had to be a little stronger than the last one. Just grinding.
Yeah, and it's good to have that mindset, right? It just takes a long time. I think it's better to have that mindset of push and grind than to not have it. You just need to know when to override yourself and actually listen to your body. Otherwise, you're gonna like David Goggins your body, right? Which I respect the shit out of his his mindset. It's undefeated, right? But at the same time, like I don't want to walk around on bones and have no knee cartilage or meniscus.
Yeah, no knees, really. He has like no knees, dude.
Yeah. It's like you have no neck.
I have no neck. So true. What do you guys, Hop says, what do you guys do for cardio? I row. I think that's my favorite cardio. I do a lot of rowing, 3,500 meters, put it on max resistance, try to do it as fast as you can. Just finish before like 17 minutes is a good time, in my opinion. I know dudes that do it in 12 minutes. I'm just, I don't know, not strong enough or cardio to get it that low. I think the fastest I ever did was like 13, 11. I like that one because you don't lose muscle doing it. You know what I'm saying? I used to run a lot, but you just shrivel away, dude. Your body like goes into this like survival mode, and you just and it's honestly not good for you. It's good for your mind, not your body. Eats the shit out of your knees, ankles, lower back. Especially if you're running on the street like I was. What do you do? You don't do cardio, right?
I haven't been really doing cardio. I'll go to the gym and just like when I'm video editing or something, I'll go on the Stairmaster for 20, 30 minutes, work up a sweat, or just go on an exercise bike or something like that. But cardio, because of what I've been training, like calisthenics and stuff, cardio hasn't been a big focus. But my favorite forms of cardio are kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, surfing. Those are my favorite. I like doing fun shit, right? Like if you can play a sport or something, or I go for long walks on the beach again, but that's kind of slow burning cardio. Like if I actually wanted to do a fight or something again, I'd really have to step up my cardio again. My cardio is pretty non-existent right now, besides walking.
Do you think that your cardio is bad though? You know what I'm saying? Like if you had to run, 3 miles, think you could do it?
I know I could do it because I'm stubborn. And if I said I was going to do it, I would do it. It probably wouldn't be good, especially because I've been chewing a lot of these very strong zins, and nicotine has a direct impact on your body's ability to uptake oxygen. So
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, it's only when it's active in your system, but even Zins and stuff like that, it's I can't remember the science of it, so I'm not going to embarrass myself, but yeah, while it's active in your system, and I think for about an hour after you finish one, it does hinder your body's ability to uptake oxygen.
Good to know. We got morning rituals. Do you guys have any morning routines that motivates you for the day? Music, meditation, etc.
Yeah.
Well, let's pretend if this is the Shine of 2 weeks ago.
The shine tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. The Shine
I'll do it
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Oh, me? Starting with me?
What do you got there? Little. So how does that work? What are you doing here? Just pick up to the screen. Show me what's going on.
Well, if there's any Argentinians, they're going to be very upset because this is not the way you're supposed to drink yerba mate. Well, I just have yerba mate in a cup. I'll put boiling water in it and pour it in, which is considered sacrilegious in Argentina, where the tea is traditionally from. And this is just an alternative to me for coffee.
What do they do? How do they do it?
They have this special little, like a gourd. It's like this little wooden, like round cup, usually with a metal ring. And then they have something called a bombilla, which is a metal straw with a filtration system in it. And they just put very small amounts of it. They'll bring it to the beach. They bring it everywhere. They drink it all day, every day. And they just pour boiling water in a very small amounts of this yerba mate. And they just drink it all day. I just put very large amounts in here, put water and put it through a strainer.
Interesting, because that sounds like the gayest way to drink anything I've ever heard. Little
Well,
wooden cup.
you would know.
Exactly.
What do I do? Yes, morning practices that get me fired up. Not looking at my phone for 1 hour, which isn't a luxury I've had this week. Shout outs to crypto. But not looking at my phone for 1 hour, doing breathing exercises. I posted a video a while ago, some pranayama breathing practices, the breath of fire, the sitting cat cow, the rotating twist, followed with 1 or 2 rounds of Wim Hof. And then I like some alternate nostril breathing, just kind of calm myself down. That's in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left.
Did that in college to figure out which one I was going to use that night. Know what I'm saying?
Follow that up with some gratitude, some affirmations, a little bit of stretching, maybe a few push-ups, and you got yourself a pretty good day. If I really want to layer it in, I'll listen to some stoicism, maybe a 15, 20-minute stoic talk. There's a really good one on Spotify that I listen to all the time called, drumroll please, Stoic Lessons is what the podcast is called. I like basically just trying to prime my nervous system and my body for the day that I want to have. Gratitudes, affirmation, could be whatever you want though. Maybe I'll shake around, whatever, get the fascia moving, get the body moving. A little bit of
Saying and like moving around in the morning. I started doing that a few months ago, mainly because my sleep's been pretty shitty and I'm only getting like 6 hours. Because I'm the type of person, I don't like to wake up and be in the chaos. Like I got 2 little kids. Like it is the worst to just wake up to that. Like if I'm just up and in it right away, I just don't. I'm better. I'm better at handling it all if I have time in the morning. So I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. That gives me like at least a half hour, sometimes longer, right? Sometimes it could be an hour and a half, which is great, but that at least gives me a half hour. And in that half hour, I kind of bounce around to wake up. I sit in that squat. I'll sit down in that squat. For some reason, that wakes me up. I think it's because it hurts. Like after like 2 minutes sitting down like that, it doesn't feel good. And then now that it's cold, I'll walk outside. Like I'll just walk and stand in front of I'll just walk out the door and stand there for a couple of minutes. I found the cold is one of the best ways to wake up. I can't really do a cold shower because my son's room is attached to that wall and I'm risking waking him up. So I'll just like go out in the cold now in the winter. I go out there for a few minutes. In terms of listening to stuff, I really don't listen to much in the morning. If I'm feeling like a real pussy, I'll put on one of David Goggins's books. That always makes me feel like a real bitch. So I'll throw one of those on. I haven't done that in a while though. Because one thing I found when you get like super hyped up like that in the morning, like you better go work out or something, or you just kind of throw everything off. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just get fired up and don't do anything, your body's kind of, for me at least, like my body's ready to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like so if I just do that and I start cooking breakfast, it's like it's almost like my body's like, what's going on right now? What are we doing here? Like we're gonna go get after it. So I really kind of keep the morning chill. I like to keep it calm in the morning. I think a lot of people kind of get addicted to the chaos in general life. You know what I'm saying? Like they almost like they feel like they have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be insanity at all times. Like as soon as you wake up until you go to bed, it's like, man, that is taxing on your nervous system. Taxing. Like I mean, unrelated but kind of related because it's nervous system. Like Al was telling me that he was having terrible time sleeping just because of his life, work, things he's going through. And I was like, dude, have you ever taken glycinate? Do you take magnesium? Like any of these things? And he's like, no. Ordered glycinate, ordered that trace minerals, been sleeping like a baby ever since. He said it worked within 2 days. And it's like a
Glycine.
lot of that. Yeah, glycine. Sorry, glycine.
You're thinking you're mixing the two. You're thinking magnesium glycinate and glycine.
That's it. Yeah, glycine. Yeah, it's definitely glycine because I told them what I'm taking. But a lot of that is just nervous system, a fried nervous system,
Oh, yeah.
and that just comes from high stress, high cortisol all day, every day. Like your body has to come down, and sometimes that come down is the gym. I think people get that wrong too. If you're all charged up and then you go, even if it's just a walk or working out is a place where you're finally alone, that could calm you down, like for sure. That's I've definitely had that for me, where I'm just not having a good day. I wait until the night, like it's nighttime. Like if I had a crazy day today, I would go to the gym after this again, at 10:30, and it wouldn't be some crazy workout, but I would be in there by myself. No one would be in the gym, and you just kind of get into a flow, and that'll calm me down. I mean, every person's different, but yeah, that's I would say that's my morning routine. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, and just to touch on what you were saying, the intensity. If you're gonna work out at night, intensity does matter. You probably don't want to do a
You
super
don't want to.
high intensity because that's going to ramp up your nervous system. If you are going to do that, you have a class, you're doing your second MMA training of the day or whatever, just doing like visualized fitness. Guest on this show last week was saying, and just really calming back down on your nervous system. Because, like you were saying, bro, a lot of people don't want to do these practices because they're so used to being in an elevated sympathetic nervous system response all the time that they feel so uncomfortable when all the stimulation goes away and they're actually left sitting with themselves. They think they feel comfortable in the chaos, but it's only because chaos has become their life and they forgot what they actually need and what's actually comfortable.
No, totally, dude. Very few people sit in silence anymore. I was guilty of that for a long time, dude. I would just have a podcast in all day, every day, 24/7, 24. I would go to sleep with them in, bro. Literally, I would sleep with a headphone in.
I
And
know
it's
I'm
like,
depressed because that's what I do when I'm depressed. Is like I'll just wake up and I need like a comedy podcast. Like I need to hear like Joe Rogan or just some absolute bull. Not to say Rogan's bullshit, but just some absolute bullshit comedy pod. Just some kind of distract me from myself.
yeah, the noise. Yeah, you need the noise. No, that's real, man. I think that is a big thing that's happening right now. And I used to be like, I have to run with music. I need it. And it's like sometimes, dude, the best run you'll ever have is just you silent, listening to your breath. Joe the Toe.
Joe the Toe. Someone asked best tunes for the gym. Oh, one thing I forgot with morning practice too is hydration. Like if I just break it down and like, hey, I don't want to do this woo shit. I don't want to be spiritual. Just movement, light, hydration, breath is the four kind of fundamentals. Getting that
Yeah. Good
You know,
call, dude.
a little bit of lime, a little bit of sea salts. Drink a liter of that before you put something in. You sweat out between not even just sweating, but you breathe out over a liter of water vapor every single night. So you're max dehydrated in the morning.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of the tiredness is that people drink coffee with. You know what I'm saying? Like they think like it's the caffeine that picks them up, which it does, but that's also why it crashes because you're just kind of adding a diuretic on top of a dehydrated body. That's why like that. Anyone that hasn't tried that, the electrolytes in the morning before your coffee, seriously, try it for a week. Don't try it for a fucking day. It's another thing. Don't try it for 2 days. Try it for a week and you will see it. It works, man. It does. And then that cup of coffee slaps, dude.
Well,
Like
and
I
as
remember, I used to drink a cup of coffee and not even feel it. Like I would drink 3 cups of coffee in a row. Because that happens too, right? Your adrenal glands get all fatigued from a ton of caffeine. I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
well, it's also that, but you're interfering with your body's own natural process. When you wake up first thing in the morning, you get a cortisol spike, which is naturally designed to wake you up. The way that's designed and why they suggest an hour or 90 minutes is because your body, you want to ride that natural energy up until it fades away. When you interfere with that cortisol spike too early with caffeine, you're going to create another crash later in the day. That's then again going to need more caffeine. You keep getting more tired, so you start drinking caffeine closer to bed. As a result, you wake up the next day with diminished results. And as we learned, caffeine strips magnesium from your body. So most people are already mineral depleted. Most of the population is depleted in magnesium, and then you're adding things like caffeine and stripping out what little magnesium and minerals you actually have left.
Yeah. Someone says meat. Love that. Share. Pro meat here.
Someone asked best beats for the gym. I think that's really subjective. Depends on my mood. I was listening to Army of Pharaohs while doing calisthenics the other day. I really enjoyed that. Some hard, gritty hip hop. I also, if I'm doing a traditional meathead workout, I love just metal as hard as possible, like Slipknot, fucking Lamb of God, just anything, just angry, aggressive. And that also for me depends on my testosterone levels. When my T levels are high, people don't understand. Like if you've never taken exogenous testosterone before, you don't understand how much hormones actually affect your life choices. It's really, really interesting because when you do like a cycle of, steroids, whether that's, you want to call it TRT, if it's doctor prescribed, whatever, if you're just taking it, now it's a steroid cycle, that's subjective, whatever you want to call it. But when you take like a large amount of testosterone and run a cycle, your T gets really high. But if you're not taking an estrogen blocker, your estrogen gets really high as well. And so what can often happen is you stop taking that testosterone when you go off, you run your post-cycle therapy or whatever it is. But as a result, like typically your estrogen is still really high while your testosterone is very low. So now all of a sudden you go from this contrast of being really high testosterone and you're just wanting to listen to fucking like Cannibal Corpse and do deadlifts. And all of a sudden your estrogen's really high and you're like, why am I so emotional? Why do I want to listen to Celine Dion? Like
Why is
Adele
just resonating with me?
Yeah, in the quest to become more like a man, you also experience at some point what it's like to be more like a woman. It's a really
That's
interesting.
hilarious, dude. That's so funny.
And bro,
I
it's
listen to the
crazy.
same music for. I musically suck like that. Like, dude, I still have SoundCloud so I can listen to Lil Wayne mixtapes.
I figured you as a Tina Turner guy. No.
No. And then if I'm running or doing cardio, I listen to some pretty gay shit though.
Well, yeah, we know.
Like like the big booty mixes. You know what that is? Probably not. It's like this thing on Spotify. They like mash up a bunch of songs and kind of like make it like not EDA. I don't even know how to explain. It's pretty gay, dude. I'm not gonna lie. But it's probably like over 150 like BPM, so it's good for when you're doing cardio. And it like changes like every like 45 seconds. And there's some, I mean, like again, there's some terrible shit in there. But then they'll mix like Kanye West and Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's like they do some shit that's cool. That's I hope someone in here is listening to Big Booty Mix, so I don't look like a total fag.
Hey man, it's honestly, I'm a big believer in results. Whatever whatever you enjoy that gets you results. Like experiment with different music. I also like liquid drum and bass. It just depends what I'm doing, what I'm going through, where my hormones are at the time. Probably most people's
Where's
hormones
my
are more
tea?
stable than mine.
I
So
love
lean
that.
on to prevent me from ever trying steroids. In the
That's
jack
really funny.
arms of an angel.
Dude, that song reminds me of my parents. My parents did like the most shitty thing ever when I was younger. They sent me, my brother, and my sister out to like Montauk with our friends for a weekend, and they got rid of our dog. Got rid of the dog while we were there. We get back and the dog was just gone. I just remember like riding my bike like 2 days later, just like crying and like singing that song. So I heard it on the radio. That's what that song reminds me of.
Um,
Rip Muggsy, rest in peace.
yeah. I missed this comment from Tim up higher. When I squat, my knees start popping. Big oof on that. Yeah, I hear you, bro. My knees are not great either. I mean, my knees are, if we want to get into like affirming, my knees are getting better every single day. Right? You do. It's look. It's gay. It's cheesy, but
Did you say you heard it doing knees over toes?
so I originally got a knee injury because I was training. So I was doing circus stuff at the time, and one of the things I was doing is called a roux sear or a sear wheel. It's this big metal ring you stand in, you
Yeah,
spin
thing's
around
crazy.
it. I think it was partially from that because you're kind of pivoting on your knees. But what it really was from was doing jujitsu. I was doing leg locks in jujitsu, and I just really kind of wrecked both knees. I was doing it with an instructor, a black belt. He was really good. He was really gentle, but it was still like leg locks, jujitsu in general. Jujitsu is so fun, but it's so freaking bad for your body. So it was from leg locks originally. What healed it was doing Ashtanga yoga every single day, which is the most hardcore form of yoga. I was doing it, we were doing it on concrete. I had a super like go instructor. It was literally, I was like, bro, this hurts. This is stupid. I shouldn't be doing this. And he was like, just give it 2 weeks, bro. I'm like, no, man, this is making it worse. Like it was aching after. I did it for those 2 weeks and the knee pain just completely went away and it stayed away as long as I was doing yoga. And then I was training for a fight. And while I was training for a modified kickboxing match, I was doing knees over toe stuff and I just did too much extension over and just kind of popped it out. And then since then, it's just been just constant kind of treatment via peptides, mobility, going to a really good osteo, getting dry needling, which is wickedly effective and wickedly painful. And yeah, it's been a while of not being able to fully train the stuff I would like to do to the fullest. Like I would love to be kickboxing and stuff right now, but I've just been really babying it, trying to rehab them.
What is dry needling? What does that look like?
So dry needling is like acupuncture on my favorite word, steroids. And it's basically like they take like a big, it's just like acupuncture, but the needle's really big and they take the needle and they just like stick it like deep into your muscles and find like spots that are all stuck and tight and they release the fascia and they release the muscle and you kind of get like a ping kind of effect. Hurts like shit. Like I got it done on my quads. That was, or not my quads. The most painful part was my calves. I got it done in my calves. But literally, bro, like as soon as you're done, you see a difference in your range of motion. Like as soon as you're done, you see a huge difference.
Yeah, one of those, like go to a PT guy. I forget the name of it. Something tissue. It starts with an R. Where when you're
Ralph,
done, the next day the bruise. I had a bruise all the
Ralph,
way. Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
Oh. But that added probably 50% mobility to my bad shoulder when I had it done. But dude, I was cursing. My eyes were tearing. The bruise came across, like almost across my whole chest, like halfway across my chest. But it was crazy. It worked. I mean, that day, like by the time he was done, like I had like full range of motion from 50% range of motion. And that's what he was saying. You're basically just breaking up all the calcifieds, like scar tissue. I didn't realize that when you get hurt and you kind of like lose that mobility, your body like calcifies those muscles, like, and they actually start to just lose how elastic they are. And that's why you'll see people just kind of after a bad injury, if they keep it for a while, that like, they'll have like that rolled forward arm. And that's because like those muscles just, there's no elasticity left in them. Like they're not going to go back unless you break that shit up. Oof, man.
But your body's really intelligent, and if it senses something it's wrong, it tries to overcompensate. Like that's the source of a lot of injuries. Like Tim, like your knee problems might not actually be about your knees. It might be stemming from something upstream or downstream. If you have really bad hip mobility or ankle mobility, what's going to get all the pressure? It's going to be your knees. That's going to create deterioration there. We're so focused on the one spot that's actually in pain, we miss the part that the body moves in a holistic way. And if something is off in one part, creates a compensation somewhere else, trying to protect you.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense. No, that makes sense. So Corn Pop does a lemon shot. Love that. Lemon, ginger, turmeric, cayenne pepper. That's good, dude. That's a good one. See, now that we're getting close to winter time here, in the winter I do like bone broth, and I put a ton of cayenne pepper in it in the morning.
I'd also suggest you add like a little bit of black pepper in that shot, because black pepper has the active ingredient in it is piperine, and piperine is synergistic with turmeric. So if you really want to get the best bang for your buck with turmeric or the active ingredient in curcumin, you want to add black pepper, aka piperine.
Yeah, that's right. I remember reading that you put black pepper with turmeric for it to
Yeah, there's this fermented drink that they make in Bali called jamu, and I use it anytime I feel like I'm getting sick or anytime I have a cold, and it's a fermented ginger and turmeric drink. It's a wicked anti-inflammatory.
It's gotta taste terrible though, right? What does that taste like?
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I've been mixing it. I've been getting sparkling water, and then because I was drinking like juice and sparkling water here. The problem is like, unless you're getting fresh juice, the juice that you just buy, everything they give you is just poison, bro. In most stores, like there's all these preservatives. The juice is completely dead. It's garbage, right? So I've just been drinking at night. I'll mix a little bit of that jamu in just to some sparkling water, or I'll mix some like just lime and ginger straight in. That's a great drink, just sparkling water with lime and ginger. Like, oh, I forgot. I had a turmeric anecdote for you. I've broken this bone multiple times. So I broke this finger. I was on a slack line. I jumped off the slack line. The slack line caught the side of my finger and just clean broke it. Incredibly painful. I went, I think I smelled like pot or something, and I went to the hospital, and I kept kind of going like, where are those painkillers, doc? And they just thought I was like a drug addict. So they didn't want to give me painkillers. So they didn't give me anything. They're like, we'll give you like an anti-inflammatory or something. And I was so mad because I was in so much pain that they wouldn't actually give me painkillers. I was like, keep your stupid anti-inflammatory. Like, I don't care. I'm just gonna go and use turmeric. I'm just gonna go and use turmeric. I went home. The pain was so bad. I think I smoked a little bit more, drank some alcohol. I woke up in the middle of the night and my hand was just like painful, bro, pounding. I woke my friend up in the middle of the night. I was crying, begged him to bring me to the hospital. Had my hand up. I was holding my hand up like this the whole time. I go back. The doctor just looks
foreshadowing, dude.
The doctor just looks at me and goes, "Well, how did your little turmeric work out?"
You just look at the floor at that point, just like look down. Yeah, that wasn't me.
Well, then they gave me all the drugs at least. They're like,
So when you
okay.
say slack line, you talking like on the drill rig? Like what do you mean a slack line?
Oh, you know,
What
like
does
the
that mean?
line that, sorry, I say really niche things and I just assume people know what they are. A slack line is it's like an apparatus that you put between two trees or 2 points, and you walk on it. It's kind of like a tight
yeah. Yeah, I got you.
It's like a piece of webbing, basically. Like a piece like tie down, think like tie down straps, right?
Yeah, where you go from that's where you walk on. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to live with these slackliners in Canada, and they were like the one guy had a world record for the longest untethered high line. It was over the Chief in Squamish, and he starts walking. It's thousands of feet up, bro. Really, really long line. he falls twice in the video. He has no harness, bro. He just catches himself. Like, so there's two different lines, right? Like there's like the really thin one that goes long distances that people do up high. And then there's also something called a trick line, which is more like your traditional tie down strap. And you can jump on that. You can do tricks. I can do some yoga stuff. I can hula hoop on it as well. I don't want to brag, but here we are.
Thought about you hula hooping. You're back to being the
fucking
gay
rip the
one,
hula hoop,
dog.
bro.
You're back to being the gay one. There it is. Oh, that's crazy. He wasn't even tied off, so he just falls and catches himself. Like
Yeah.
just fall on his.
Yeah, they do untethered highlining, just way up in the air. And obviously, the longer it gets, the harder it gets.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy. So when's the last time you done something like that? So you did the trick line, you're saying, right? Which is like a thicker, like a strap
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, I went out a couple times with them and kind of tried the high stuff, and it's terrifying.
No, you shouldn't get a hula hoop over a row machine.
Depends, bro. Like, okay, so a row machine's for the guys, a hula hoop's for the girls, bro. That's how I got into circus, actually, was hula hooping. I just remember I'd be like on psychedelics, staying up all night, allegedly at music festivals, and I would see these beautiful girls just hula hooping. And I was like, that looks really fucking fun. So I'd start playing with them, just hula hooping. And then that led into like getting into fire dancing, which later led into a circus career. So hula hooping, I can still fucking shred one of those, bro. It's I like kind of like pretending, like if I see girls hula hooping, oh, what's that? And like get them to show me a couple tricks. And just... Actually, I used to hula hoop the sear wheel I had. It's a big like 50-pound metal thing. And in my street show, I would hula hoop that, and I'd hula hoop it on my neck and do tricks with it. And it was really painful, but it looked pretty cool. 50-pound giant metal hula hoop. It's Giga motion.
It's Giga motion. As long as it's neck up, dog.
Yeah,
No one
bro.
to see you shaking your ass like that.
Hey, you're the one fucking booty bopping your little playlist, dude.
Dude, that was something else, man. That was funny.
Oh, I missed a question earlier in the talk. Shiny, is your background Giga wall for sale? This is just a green screen effect, actually. This is
I gotta get a green screen, but I would just be
Yeah,
putting it in the kitchen.
I found a picture, like a Giga picture, and then I used an effect and put another color on it, and then like changed and messed around with the exposure.
Yeah, watched them do it. It was pretty cool. Took them like 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, it looks good. Scrolling
Did you just
through.
make it a little brighter?
If you think I did, I did. We got more
Yeah.
questions, bro.
Do we have any more? I think we're good, man. I think I don't Oh, ha. What's the most important thing each of you learned in your life?
Oh wow. Hop with the hard hitting questions.
Dude, Hop's on that like stoic spiritual journey right now. I love to see it.
The most.
I think it's cool.
Why don't you start?
I'll start. Yeah. That anything easy is not worthwhile. That things will take time to build. One day at a time, I think, is super important. I think a lot of people get ahead of themselves and then they don't do anything. You know, it leads to inaction. I think the most important thing you can do is focus on the day that you're in and just being 1% better than yesterday. And sometimes 1% better is just do it. It could just be what you did yesterday, right? Like, we don't stay the same. We either get worse or better. You know, like you don't stay the same. So, like, just even if it's just something, like, just do something to make yourself better that day. I would say that'd probably be the most important thing I've learned.
Yeah, I'll go with the Stoic quote too. I don't know if it's necessarily the most important thing I learned, but it's the quote, don't wish for things to happen the way you want them to happen. Wish for things to happen the way they do happen. Because if you become a master of accepting anything that happened like it's perfect, you become indestructible. Now, all of a sudden, any kind of failure, any kind of setback in your life, when you adopt that mindset, like this is perfect and this is exactly what's supposed to be happening, Now all of a sudden you put yourself in a position where other people would get bummed, stressed out, startled, or whatever it is. You're just completely present and accepting of whatever happens. And you become unbreakable when you do that. Most people, like everyone's source of misery and suffering in the world, it's because they're not accepting the things that are out of their control. So I guess that's another way to word it, right? Like don't put in any energy into things that are outside of your control. Because when you learn how to do that, you become unbreakable. It literally doesn't matter what happens. You get locked up in Mexican prison and you go, okay, this is fun. Like, let's make the most out of this. I can't change this. Just focusing in every moment on what you can actually do and what you can actually change. That's Giga motion.
I want something tangible out of this e-meeting. I don't know what that means. In that case, sell me your hat with the signature. Dude, they want your hat. Do they know that it would be so stretched out they couldn't wear it? I wonder. But yeah, this is a good one, dude.
You would know about being stretched out. I think I might have a couple more questions on my post. Corn pop, why is your dick 12 inches around? It's a glandular issue. Okay, that was the only one.
No, not a lot of questions on the.
Any more questions, guys? This is a rare Q&A. If there's anything else you want to get in there, man, get it in. Corn pap. Back in my day, we had garage gyms and free weights and benches.
I got a piece.
We got hula hoops and shit these days, bro. It's weird.
Dude.
I'm scrolling through. Let's see if there's any more of these. Hey, Shiny and Mang. I guess it's one of Blue's questions. I should read this in my head before I say it out loud.
You could keep that one.
Yeah, no, this is a great question, actually. Hey, Shiny and Man, can you make an intro to weightlifting body weight video where you show form and splits and how to do a basic body weight workout? Great question. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sean, that's got you written all over it, dude.
Yeah, I did make one a while ago. I'll repost it, but it was just a simple at-home body weight workout. Yeah, I think, yeah, I have a basic body weight workout one. I will repost it and send it to you.
Pogo stick. I don't know what that means. All right.
Anything else? I saw Shiny smile when he read my comment. He's absolutely right. I do like I do like the compliments. Did we do this one? Oh no, we didn't do this one. What lower body leg workouts do you recommend if you only have 45, 60 minutes to train? For me, that's just so based on what your goals are, right? There's no kind of one size fits all. Like, what do you actually like for me right now? Because I'm not trying to get any more size in my legs. I actually would like my legs to be a bit smaller because I'm doing calisthenics, and it's a massive disadvantage the bigger and more muscular your legs are when doing calisthenics because it's basically all upper body. So for me, I would probably be doing, stuff that's going to increase my movement and mobility at the same time, like things like pistol squats and drills working up to pistol squats. But again, it really depends. Like, what are your goals? Like, are you trying to get your legs bigger? Are you trying to increase your mobility? Like, what are you training for, right? It's also training specific. What do you think, man?
I would say, like Visualize Fitness said last week, those Bulgarian split squats suck. I would do those. I would definitely, if like assisted Nordic curls, the hamstring curls, I think that's those are great. Squat, if you could squat, the squat's good. The squat is the squat kicks it really kicks the shit out of me, to be honest. I'm pissed that I don't have a rack at the gym at my place. I might actually join a gym for that reason. But for strength and I jump, dude. I box jump. I box jump all the time. Even with this bad hamstring, I still box jump, just not as high. I think jumping is so good for you, especially as you get older. it gets your body and your mind to sync again, like in an athletic way that you kind of lose as you get older. You know, I found that it's made me a lot stronger, just more agile, way less likely to get hurt too. Well, then I got hurt. I think box jumping is great, man. And you could start super small. You don't have to, start off trying to jump 48-inch box. You start on 24 inches. A ton of variations, but I do regular box jumps, or just jump on the box, and then I do shit where I jump over the box. But I would definitely add some type of jumping into your training. You will feel better for sure.
I really like hip thrusts as well. Like, I think hip thrust is just a great low impact exercise that you can do with high weights. That's something you can do if you have bad knees, bad ankles, or whatever it is. Like, you can load up a bar pretty heavy and do some hip thrusts and really target some major muscles. I'm also a big fan of the tiny mobility bands, like the ones if you go on Instagram and you see like the booty building workouts that go along with the music that Mang's listening to. If you see that kind of stuff, I really think that kind of stuff is underrated, because instead of just targeting, the gluteus majoris or whatever it is, guys, we're going to take that part out. Instead of just targeting the major muscle groups, you're actually targeting the minor muscle groups as well, while building strength at range. Those are really underrated. If you can get over the fact that like this is kind of gay, girls do it, you can buy those bands for $20 for a set of them. You can go on YouTube and you can do a whole pretty decent leg workout with just those little bands at home.
The fun hip thrust for the torta. Yeah, dog, that'll do it. That'll do. That'll do it. Rick said, what do you guys think about BPC 157? I think that is the future of restorative and preventative medicine in a lot of ways. That I was mind blown with how fast that helped me. I mean, I guess in combination with the TB 500, I don't know which one helped more. Apparently, BPC 157 did. But I think that's the future of a lot of this sports medicine. Really haven't been able to find any side effects to it. It's kind of crazy. One of the first, I don't want to call it drug, supplements I've ever seen where there really isn't any side. It almost seems fake. So yeah, if I die of like ball cancer, just know it might have been because the BPC 150.
It is genuinely too good to be true. And whether that's like you can use it to fix leaky gut syndrome or Crohn's.
IBS, dude. It's
crazy.
crazy.
General inflammation. You can use it for increased recovery time. You can use it for fixing imbalances and injuries. Like whatever it is, BPC is fantastic.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. But yeah, I think that's it. It's almost 11 o'clock here. I'm gonna try to go to.
It's probably good. I'm starting to space out a little bit.
It's like this is a good one, man. I appreciate you guys stopping in.
I'm trying to
I
sound.
think it's gluteus maximus. I'm pretty sure, right? That's your
Do you have the same thing where you look back at some of the clips from the stream and go, "Do I actually sound that stupid?"
I just always think I look like I'm sick. I look like I'm physically ill. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I sound smarter to you guys than I sound to myself when I'm listening to my videos back. I hope that's just imposter syndrome.
There you go.
We're gonna
cut on that one
from the stream.
All right, guys. I appreciate you coming by. This was awesome, man. Great talking to you, Shine.
Always fun. We'll see you guys. Anything lined up for next week?
Not yet. We've got to decide. Got to see if I'm going to have a guest or if we're going to do a topic.
Maybe that one special guest.
It would be grass-fed Giga if he's available. Talk about nutrition, which would be cool. Super sharp dude, really good guy. Been in the Giga community for a long time. Real good guy. Very knowledgeable guy. I think it would be really cool to get him on. I started talking to him a couple nights ago. So that would be cool. Yeah, we'll figure it out. The bodybuilder guy, I don't really know. Tough time schedule. He's like 6 hours ahead. It would be like 3:30 in the morning over there. I think he's still a little whacked out from that competition. So I told him once he's, back on track, you could hit us up and come on. But yeah, we'll just keep grinding, man.
I
14 weeks in, dog.
I imagine the cuts and the pharmacology and everything of a competition, you probably
bro.
need substantial time to recover after.
You would think at least 4 weeks, right? Honestly, like
Yeah, I
to
mean, you're
feel back
basically
to
on death's
normal.
door when you're jumping up there.
Yeah, like to feel back to just normal. Yeah, that's why I told him. I said, dude, just don't worry about it. But wait till you feel better. No big deal.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, like and retweet. We will see you on the next one, Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay Giga, MFers.
Stay Giga.
Most of us often chase rather pumps than established memes. And a green candle is somehow spoiled for us until it's screenshot. We stare at charts, forgetting it changes nothing. We watch charts, but not ourselves. This is a disaster. For as a result of confusing dopamine hits with actual profit, we are destroying our net worth. We are so tied up in FOMO and charts that we've lost all conviction. Time to wake up. What is alpha? Obviously, nobody can say, because it isn't just drawing lines on charts. It isn't rotation meta, that's just an idea. Alpha is the Giga cycle cannot be explained in words.